Hello everyone, this is Clossi and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to talk a little bit about the 3-4 point and how you can utilize some Josekis to get the right direction of play. So today we're pretty much going to be talking about some Josekis that you can use as amateurs to pretty much pick the right direction every time, but also still get a good or decent result. Now, this does not say that you should only limit yourself to these Josekis I'm about to show you. It's just these Josekis are to help you get started and to pretty much make sure that you're able to think about the right direction first, and then play a proper Joseki in that right direction. And then once you get these Josekis mastered and the direction of play mastered, then you can find some more Josekis to add to your tool set in order to use the right tool for the right job. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So as everyone knows, this is the most common Joseki with the 3-4 point, and if you don't know, then, well, now you do. So this one I actually find very interesting because this is actually not what I would recommend for amateur players. Now, let's talk about why. Why do I say that the most common move everyone plays is what I would not recommend? Because everyone plays this one blindly. Everyone just plays this just because. And now, I will say that if you're unsure of what to do, this is a very good one that you can get away with because it's good, like, most of the time. So, this Joseki, this under attachment Joseki, is good in most cases. But I want to help you improve. I want to help you have more options. I want you to be able to play board-specific situations and understand direction of play. So let's talk about why this one might be holding you back. So first things first, whenever you're thinking about what Joseki you should choose, before you think about Josekis, you should be thinking about direction of play. For example, is the top side the biggest side or the right side the biggest side? So first you got to pick a direction. Once you have a direction picked, then you could choose a Joseki. So I would say if you wanted to choose the B side, this Joseki or this Joseki would actually be very nice for you to use because it helps you get to that direction of play in that side. This one, unfortunately, while it's very common, it does not give you a proper direction because your opponent can actually change direction on you, so your opponent actually gets to pick the direction of play. So that one I feel like isn't the right way to learn how to use proper direction of play. This one's kind of those if you need Sente situations. If there's something urgent to get to, or if there's something big to get to, or the direction of play doesn't really matter because both sides are kind of even, then this one's probably okay to use. Or if you don't know, this one's okay to use as well. So the reason I want to stress learning direction of play is because many players play the opening without even understanding direction of play, and I say even 1-dans and 2-dans have trouble with proper direction of play. I'm not saying these are going to be the best Josekis ever. I'm saying that these are Josekis that will help you get started. So as long as you're playing the right direction of play, as long as you play an okay Joseki, then you'll get a good result. So for example, if the B side is the proper direction and you play this move, your opponent attaches under, you play here, here, and then here, and your opponent plays like this. Well, now you've got some influence for this proper side. So maybe you can play an extension now, or maybe you build up some other position, or maybe you can even come back and push this one a little bit more, or you can do some other stuff. You never know. But this one is if you're wanting to build up the right side. If you're not building up anything, then you can always go for this one. This one settles and also gets to the right side. So for example, if the right side is really big for your opponent, then maybe you can play this one to simply settle on the right, so that way your opponent doesn't get a large influence. So this would be this Joseki, and you play a Knight's Move again, and play this way. And now you've settled on the right side very easily. You also get Sente, and you can go somewhere else. So it's very easy to settle on that right side. Some specialties are if there's already a pincer, like in the Chinese opening or something, and you play these types of Josekis, then you would want to extend right here, not play a tiger's mouth, because it's more important to take your opponent's base than to make your own eye shape, because you can get some eyes in the corner, and it's attacking your opponent and stealing his base, so it's very powerful. But if you are not stealing the base, then it's usually better to simply make the tiger's mouth, simply because it creates eyes for you and makes it easy for you to live later, so you can't really get attacked, and it settles your position very easily and in Sente. So these are a couple Josekis you can think about for the right side if you need them. So now let's talk about some other Josekis. This one is going to be our first pincer Joseki, and it's a little bit complicated, but the basic variation is to play here, and then here, 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 and then the wedge is very important. Then black plays, white plays, black plays, white plays, black plays, then white, then black, and then you get this Atari, and white gets Sente. So this one's a little bit complicated, so let's go through it. First things first, we play the one space low pincer to be tight and keep up the maximum amount of pressure. If white wanted to play simple, he could play this way, and we could extend, and then it's black gets both sides, white gets some influence. This is a simple Joseki for white, but this one is the one that we're going to struggle with and that we need to know. So now, since because we have a low pincer right here and it's very tight, we can actually cut our opponent. And if you can cut them and unsettle them, it's actually very powerful to do. So one thing that white needs to worry about is how to save these two stones efficiently. So white plays the wedge in order to get these two stones of blacks to have bad liberties. So black can play here, and now white could actually Atari if you wanted to simplify it. And then black takes and white takes. If black does not take, then there's this punishment kind of variation. Let me see if I remember it. I don't quite remember it, guys. I think it's here. And then black, and then white. And black has to take a thing, because if black crawls, then you can get back to this one and kill these two stones. I'm not sure what, I'm pretty sure it's here because, hold on. I actually haven't played this punishment in a while because I just know that I take. Normally I don't memorize the punishments. I just remember that there's a punishment. So if black plays, what if white plays here? Black takes, this might be it. And then black just dies. This is simpler and easier to use. If black tries to run away like this, yeah, black just crawls. Okay, yeah, this. I think this is it. Black crawls, and at any time, if black tries to take, then black will just die on the inside. And even if black doesn't die, the squeeze is just so good. And yeah, I'm not positive I'm playing this right. So I'm on a video and I'm messing it up. I'm sorry, I don't remember the punishment. I just remember this is the Joseki, but normally white extends. This is just an optional Joseki, but normally white extends. Black Ataris in order to get the liberties on these two stones, because there is no ladder. There's no ladder locally, so black does this, and of course has to save his stones. White does not want to exchange this first, because if black connects and then white fixes, black now has Sente, and black does not have to fix. But if white goes here first, then black actually does have to fix because of this escape, and then these stones will die, so black has to fix. And now white Ataris. Black connects, because if you take, then I just get an extra forcing move, so black connects. And then white Tanukis. And the weakness for white's shape is this Atari. Black can do this to build some influence if he wants later in the game. So sometimes white will fix, or white might play an extension, or whatever. But anyway, this is kind of the first pincer Joseki you want to know. The second one is the 2-space high. So this one is if you want to play on this side, you need a low move, and you want to be tight and aggressive. The second one is if you're trying to build some influence, or you want an extension for something, then this one's also possible. This one is going to take some studying, guys. I don't think I can. This could be a video in and of itself. I will show you the basic one is to go here, 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 and then exchange, and then go here. And you basically run out and then pincer, counter pincer. The second one is black can go here, white exchanges, and then you can go here or here, depending on the board. So that's the second one. And then there's also this, and then this. That's another one. But we get this super complicated one, and this will require some studying. If you are double-digit Q, I do not recommend playing this move. It's way too complicated. But the basic Joseki for this is here, 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 here. No, I'm wrong. It's here, 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 here. Here, and white has to have the ladder, but black should still play this out because black gets a lot of forcing moves. And this is the ladder, but black gets a lot of forcing moves. And if black doesn't want to do this immediately, then black can extend down here, and he can go this far because there is no way to actually cut out this group effectively. Let's see if I remember this. If I go here and then here, I think it's like this. Yeah, and I think white dies. Yeah. So you can actually play this 3-space extension. So this is complicated, just a little bit complicated, and this is the outdated one. The new one is here, here, here. No, here, 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 here. Here, here. Oh, I don't know. Is it here? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know the new Joseki as well as I should. I don't know this well enough. This is one that I've also had trouble studying because I've even been punished with this one before, and this one's a trick move that doesn't really give that bad of a result for black. So if you are a single-digit Q and you want to learn a secret weapon, I'd recommend studying all the variations of this one. It's quite powerful and very easy for white to mess up. So it's a trick move, I think, but this one is just really complicated. But I had to know at least the basic variations because many years ago, this was like the only Joseki two Dons would play. So I had to know it. But if you are double-digit Q, then I would recommend learning the jump and the 2-space jump before anything else. If you're 5Q plus, then probably I would recommend starting to study that. It's complicated, but it should be something fun for you to study. But anyway, this is just so you know how to use it. Alright, so the reason behind these moves is to give you two options, both in the proper directions of play, and that way you will have at least 5, including this one, 5 different Josekis to choose from depending on the board state. This will give you a lot more tools to use in your games depending on your depending on the board. So this one is usually for getting some presence in the center and getting out. This one is for settling quickly on this side. This one is for getting some presence on top while also pressuring your opponent. This one is for creating an influence and also starting a fight on top where you probably have influence. This one's for gaining Sente and not really valuing the sides, but more value in the corner for points, and then trying to get Sente out of it. So hopefully that will help you guys understand more Joseki options and probably their purpose. I recommend trying them out and playing around with them, and I do not recommend just taking this video and then playing them and never studying them again. I did not give you all the information you need to know about these Josekis. I am just introducing them to you and hopefully giving you ideas on how to use them, and I hope that you will study them more in the future to learn all the ins and outs of how they work and what board positions they're used on. And if you need somewhere to look up these Josekis and look up what board positions or openings that you can use these Josekis in, I highly recommend checking out Wall Theory's Pattern Go search. You can Google this. The website is ps.walltheory.net, but you can just Google this right here, Wall Theory's Go Pattern Search, and this will actually allow you to input your own board position, and then you can find pro games that have these Josekis, and then you can figure out which openings these Josekis are used in order to improve your direction of play. Alright, so that's my Clossi tip or Clossi lecture. I don't even know if this is long enough to be a lecture, but my Clossi advice for the 3-4 directions and some new Josekis for you guys to try. hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and hopefully I introduced you to some new ideas for you to try out in your games. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.